It is a list you probably never heard of, but once you get on it, it can cost you your job and your reputation, and it is very hard to get off of it.
7 Action News investigator Bill Proctor has the story. And Bill, what is this list?
It's called the Child Abuse and Neglect Central Registry, set up by the State Department of Human Services, and right now it has more than 350,000 people on it, even people who have a great track record for caring for children. Debbie and Kevin Turner adopted their niece Miranda because her parents couldn't care for her. She was just 2.5 at the time.
She's my niece, and I still care for her.
But it hasn't been easy.
She started hurting dogs. She liked fire. She was cutting Barbie dolls' heads off.
As Miranda became a teenager, things got a lot worse.
We called the police at times because Miranda was violent. She always threatened. She said, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to burn the house down.
That's why I finally put my foot down, and I wasn't going to be threatened anymore. The fear factor was enough, the stress of the anxiety, everything.
2 years ago, the Turners made the difficult decision to give Miranda up to the state, and that got them placed on the state's central registry for child abuse and neglect. But they are not the only ones who think the system is broken.
They took every foster kid I had. I had 4 at the time.
After 26 years of doing foster care, you think you want to keep some people around that have changed kids' lives.
Helen and Dan Miller run a 90-acre horse farm and training facility outside Battle Creek, where they have spent much of the past 26 years helping more than 100 children grow into productive adults. But just one mistake, allowing 2 teenaged foster children to stay the night with her daughter, got them placed on the central registry.
She was seeing her ex-husband again, which had drugs in her house. We didn't know about it. The kids were in on a drug raid.
A DHS investigation followed, and 2 days later, 4 children were briefly removed from the Millers' home. A judge heard the facts, gave the children right back to the couple, but their names remain on the registry, which keeps Helen from doing the job she loves so much.
I can't foster. I can't get a job anywhere. Any background check, because they do a background check on us. I can't get a job.
Debbie Turner also lost her job she had for 17 years after the state put her name on the central registry. She had worked at the Head Start program in Jackson as a secretary. Once on the registry, you can't have contact with kids, though Turner says she never had contact with children on her old job.
What we did wrong was took a child and love her and tried to make her as our own with our other children, and it blew up in our face.
Across the country, there's abundant data that says that these registries are unreliable. So it's of no use to anybody to protect children.
Attorney Elizabeth Warner represents Debbie and Helen in an effort to get them off the registry, which she says is very hard to do. According to the state, more than 350,000 people are on the registry, which is intended to protect children. Warner says the registry violates people's constitutional rights because they are not given their day in court to fight the allegations.
In our constitutional system, they can't cut off your electricity or your welfare benefits without giving you a fair hearing first. But in Michigan, they can put you on the black list of child abusers, and they don't even have to give you a hearing, and that's written in the law.
Not until you are put on the registry can you request a hearing to get off the list.
I'm guilty before I'm proven innocent, and I didn't do anything wrong.
But Colin Parks, who heads Child Protective Services, which is part of the Department of Human Services, defends how the registry works. He says everyone is thoroughly investigated before their name is added to the list.
It is evidence-based, and it's not a subjective decision. The worker doesn't arbitrarily make a decision to put somebody on the registry.
Asked if the state should first hold hearings before adding someone to the list, Parks says no. He says there just isn't enough time, with more than 80,000 new child abuse and neglect cases under investigation every year.
Out of all of those cases, the expectation that somebody would be able to review those decisions would be a very time-consuming task. I'm concerned about, based on that volume, whether or not that be possible.
Attorney Elizabeth Warner plans to sue the state over the Central Registry in federal court later this month. She wants Michigan to do what lots of other states do that have similar registries: hold a hearing before a person is added to the list. Bill Proctor, 7 Action News.